In February of this year, I started a growth consulting business for creators and business owners. And honestly, I had a lot of connections starting out to many different people in the online space, unlike most people kind of starting out doing what I'm doing. And after sending countless outreach messages for a month and a half with no luck, an intro was made between me and a prospect named James, and for the sake of privacy, I'm going to call him James. James was looking for someone to match his energy and his vision, and luckily, well, I was that guy. And James had a catering company out of Atlanta doing pretty decent money, catering some kind of food. He did like food truck stuff. And he also had a lot of connections to business owners and access to a lot of behind the scenes and valuable information. So we hopped on a call and talked and decided it would be best to move forward with a one-on-one mentorship, teaching people how to start their own business and give clients resources to do so by charging a $10K price for his mentorship. I had this first call with him on a Wednesday. I told him it would be $5K, and he gave me no objection. He promised he was in and ready to go, and he'd pay me on Monday when he gets the money deposited into his bank account. And because I was new to the online space and to this whole new online money thing, I had no clue how to handle objections. So I let him off the call easy, expecting a call on Monday. But Monday passed, and Tuesday, and Wednesday, and then Thursday, and still no response. Then Friday hit. He finally got back to me, apologized, and told me let's book the call for Saturday. I happily agreed. We booked the call, and he didn't show up to the call. Big surprise. So I called him over the phone. He answered, said, let's schedule for Monday. I agreed. So we scheduled for Monday, but I had school. So I had to leave my university class early to go to a conference room. There I sat, praying I would get handed $5,000. He actually joined the meeting, and he was apologizing so much that I forgot to tell him the value I could actually give to him and the business. He asked me to send the payment link for $5,000. I sent it, he got it, he left, and I never heard from him again. This interaction broke my perception of client acquisition, and I was devastated. So I carried around this terrible, anxious, and future-focused mindset that inhibited my growth for months. I even sent over 3,500 sweep the floor outreach messages, which, for the most part, didn't work from February all the way to April. However, I did get one response, which that guy kept in touch with me, and he is now my only present client for growth consulting. And after fixing my mindset shift in April from attending an in-person mastermind event, I continued to think of my interaction with James, and I had done some deep reflection on why it just didn't work. So here is what happened. He could clearly tell I was new with my body language, my lack of call structure, my tonality, my confidence, and well, about everything else. And in addition to this, I wasn't being honest. I was faking the fact that I had a team, and most of you guys do this as well. I was using the term we instead of I. Why didn't this work? Because he could clearly see that I was lying through my teeth, and I was. Here's the thing. When you're starting out, you may not think people can tell you're new, but they absolutely can. So instead of lying like most people tell you to do, instead of lying and people telling you to fake it until you make it, be honest and lean into it. Lean into the fact that you're new, because there's actually strengths that come with it. In your outreach, do free work. Don't spam the same copy and paste message over and over and over again. There has to be a happy medium between spamming so many messages and doing so much quality work that you can't even make 10 a day. You have to find that happy medium spot of quality and quantity, not one or the other. You can blend both. And when talking to prospects, tell them you're new, but you spent weeks and months learning, and you'll work on a performance basis only, basically a monthly rev share or even a profit share. So there is virtually no risk to the client, maybe besides some time lost if you're absolutely new and have no idea what you're doing. But if you have no idea what you're doing, do some damn research and then get into it and then work with the clients, right? And also network with people. Networking builds the best referral systems overnight while you sleep. You don't even have to do anything and people are already referring clients to you. Follow people. Message people asking to connect. And don't expect all of them to respond, obviously. And don't sound like you're trying to pitch them because, well, you're not trying to pitch them. Just be friendly, be normal, and give to them over time. And when you give to them, it can be as simple as consistently commenting on their posts and on their stories. They will notice that and eventually do things for you. So the root message I want you to take away is 3 different things. Don't fake it until you make it. Again, many people tell you to do this if you're new, if you're starting out. And from my experience, I know I'm not the most, qualified or credentialed to be telling you this, but from my personal experience for the past 6 to 7 months of running my own business, of doing this, of working with some clients, and also being mentored by some of the best people in the online space, you should not fake it until you make it. You should not do this because people favor authenticity over anything else. Right now, we're in something called a trust recession, which I'm sure you've heard of before. And basically what this means is everyone is so sick of all these fake nonsense, these lies, all the crazy edited videos, that people just want relatability. They just want authenticity. Because people right now, their only connection is to people on the internet. They have no friends. They're socially inept. You have to be that kind of person to step in and pretend that you are their friend. That you aren't just someone preaching to them, which I have to work on this as well, but you're actually someone telling them what they should do because of your experience, or showing your mistakes, being vulnerable, telling them this is what you've done, this is what you would do instead, or this is what you could do, not what this is what you should do, right? There's a difference there. Instead of saying we, instead of saying you should, say I have done this, I have gone through this, I'm going to do this, I'm documenting my experience doing this, I want to do this. Because most people will tell you that people don't care about your personal experience, about you shouldn't say I, you should say you. But if you aren't already an authority in what you are doing, you need to say I, because saying I builds your credibility first so you can actually say you later. When you start off saying you, there's no reason why people should listen to you when you're telling people things. If for me, right, if I said to people, and I did this in a lot of my past videos, which I totally regret now, is you should do this to make $100,000 a month. Why should anyone listen to me doing that? I haven't made $100,000 a month. I'm 20 years old. I've barely made $10,000 a month, and it's been months. So instead, what I should say is, this is what I'm going to do to make $100,000 a month. And when I actually hit that, right, then I can say this is what you should do to make $100,000 a month. There's a difference there. You need to have credentials. You need to have proof of concept. Then you can preach to people. So again, don't fake it until you make it. Be open, be honest, and say I, not you. Which kind of brings us into part 2. Don't say we instead of I. Let me give you a couple of examples of this. The first one off the top of my head. If you come across an ad, right, and the advertisement, there's the same exact creative video ad. It's a great advertisement on 2 different accounts. The first one is a personal account. The second one is an agency account, right? Again, same ad, same followers even on both accounts. Which ad are you going to click on, probably work with, or at least follow the account for more? Like seriously, think about this for a second. Which one are you going to do? Obviously the personal account, because people don't care about your agency, they care about you. They don't follow you for what you're selling. They don't follow you because they can do anybody. They can follow anybody for what they're selling. They don't follow anybody for what they're selling. They're not following anybody for their business, unless you're Iman or Alex Ramosi, but even then it's not just the business. They're following you for you. So be yourself, be authentic. And the advertisement, don't say we, because it sounds like you're just purposefully saying you have a team behind you. And even if you do have a team behind you that's not just you, your business partner, maybe some commission setters and ChatGPT or at least Claude, if you actually have a real team behind you, still say I. Because again, I positions you as an authority. Even if you don't have any authority yet, it will build that over time in your favor, right? Say I, because again, not just that authority thing, but people crave connection. If you're saying we, there's no personal connection to you. If you're saying I will help you do this, not we will help you do this, it literally sounds like even if you don't work with them one-on-one, you are still going to directly help them subconsciously. So it feels like they're going to get more value of your help because you're saying I instead of we. So again, contrary to popular belief, saying we doesn't actually benefit you. You might be trying to impress people with your fake team or even with your real team by saying we in sales calls, in ads, and all of these things. But if you instead switch up the language to I, from my personal experience, you will see a lot better results, a lot more converting clients and prospects because they feel more connected to you. Lastly, which kind of ties into everything, be open, be honest, and be yourself. And I've been talking about this entire video, but I can't stress this enough. You need to be yourself. If you were putting on a fake persona, like I was doing with James, right? I was trying to pretend that I was this guy who could help him make all of this kinds of money, but when I wasn't. I was telling him that we could help him do this when it wasn't. It was just me. I was telling him that, I was insinuating at least that I had all of these case studies and all this client work, but I didn't. I was subconsciously and purposefully faking it to James. And he could tell because my body language said so, because my sales call structure said so, because everything said so, my tonality. So again, especially if you're new and you're not comfortable in your own clothing, in your own skin yet, you need to be yourself. Please, from my personal experience, I'm telling you what has worked for me and what I've seen working for other people. And again, I am no expert on this, and I'm being super honest about this. But from my experience, from other people's experience, from watching other people's experience, you need to be yourself. If you're putting on this fake persona, whether you're new or not even, you have to carry around that persona with you 24/7 because people care about consistency. And if you're very inconsistent in the way you portray yourself to people, people aren't going to want to follow you because they're confused. It's the same thing with like your content on social media, right? If you're posting things like gym content, right? It's fine if you post cooking content too, because it's kind of correlated with health. But if you post gym content and you also post rapping content, it's like, where's the connection there? And you're also posting dancing content, and you're also posting creative sketches on drawing paper. It's like there's so much going on. It's like, who are your videos targeted for? It's not that just the algorithm is going to get confused on who to push out your videos to, but it's the viewer is going to get confused on what should they actually follow you for. It's the same exact thing here. If you're inconsistent in the way you portray yourself, if you are portraying yourself as an expert, and then you're also portraying yourself as brand new, and then you're also portraying yourself as, I don't know, a bunch of things all over the place, your prospect and your viewer, or anybody hopping on a call with you or connecting with you or anything in this business or your business is not going to want to follow through because they don't trust you subconsciously, because you are not trustworthy subconsciously, because you're mixing everything up. You have to be consistent. And the best way to be consistent is to be yourself, because you can be yourself very consistently, but you can't be somebody else very consistently. You have to purposefully put on a mask, and it's a lot harder to do that if you're not yourself. So again, to recap here, because I've touched on a lot of this video. After my personal experience with James, after him knowing I was new, after me realizing that he knew I was new, and going through all of these mistakes, what you should do, because of my personal experience, is not fake it until you make it like most people tell you. Is not saying we instead of I like most people tell you. It is being open, being honest, being yourself, and saying I. So again, don't fake it until you make it. Don't say we, say I. Be open, be honest, and be yourself. I hope this video helped you, and follow along for more videos like this, and we'll chat soon.